While we are aware that there are FBI subpoenas and a probable FBI investigation, we feel and felt the need for some answers that the community deserves, that this board deserves, and that in order for us to be on solid footing to make a plan. From the pieces that I've seen, it mirrors exactly what we knew, is that we are in a dire financial position.
But as the finance chair, you knew that before Mayor Tiffany Henyard took over office, didn't you?
Board members, because we're grateful to have our trustee, I'm used to saying trustee-elect, our trustee Kiana Belcher on the line, so we want to make sure everybody gives their input. So my understanding of our surplus 2.2 million, which of course means that we have been doing really well, but we want to make sure that if there are surpluses, we're committing that money into the village and making sure that we're improving the roads and making sure we have all the hires we need. Some of the surplus we got was $750,000 as a result of COVID relief grant funds that our administration had applied for and received, as well as $1.3 million worth of savings because we did not fill all positions within our budget. So it's a good thing that we managed efficiently when we look at our service levels in terms of ways that we can improve public works, our fire department, police department. It is very important that we have that staffed. So as a board, I think we want to take a look at these are the things we have to do, or this will be the staffing levels if we wanted to continue to operate in a surplus mode or to use funds for different things, or is our money best spent by hiring more people? So I kind of want to throw that out there for consideration. Chris, if you have thoughts that you can elaborate on in terms of the surplus and how you see it, or things that we've done well and areas that you would think are concerns, please do so at this time.
So a few areas that to me are of a little bit of concern. So on page 10, if you're looking at electronically, and page 7, if you're looking at it as a hard copy, our property taxes that we have received in fiscal 20, which would have been April 30th, 2020, we received 5.3 million in real estate taxes. Those are the monies, those are your main revenue stream to fund general operations. As of April 30th, 2021, the real estate taxes that we have received are 4.4 million. So almost a $900,000 decrease in your main revenue stream. That is going to create a problem both on a cash flow standpoint and on a future surpluses. Because if our main revenue streams are going down, that is going to hurt. The other aspect is City of Chicago. Last year, we had 1.2 million that we received from City of Chicago. This year, $1 million, meaning that our bond payment that we have to make in December, we are going to be short, and we're going to have to fund it either with general operation monies or water operation monies, depending on where we have surpluses. But if our collections for City of Chicago and real estate taxes as a whole go down, those revenue streams are your main revenues. When you start losing those, you have to make it up somewhere. And that's either decreasing expenses or maximizing revenues.
All right. First and foremost, I want to just emphasize a couple points that Trustee House and others have made. First of all, thank you to the trustees, to Madam Clerk, to Mike McGrath and Bert Odelson. This has been a challenging investigation, to say the least, because we have not received the level of cooperation from the mayor and her team that I would have hoped. Nonetheless, we've had I think a breakthrough that's allowed us to be here in front of you today to give you the information that I know the trustees for sure and the members of the public have been seeking for some time. But I do want to emphasize this is just preliminary.
If we look at our red light revenue, last year we only had 861,000. This year it's 1.4 million. Now, part of the reason for that large change is last year we were paying off the amount that we owed our vendor for that. So we don't know, because there was changing legislation at the state level in relation to red light revenues. So we don't know where that revenue is going to be next year, how that will flow through moving forward. So that is, we did get a nice increase compared to last year, but we don't know if that's going to be consistent due to the fact of we don't know what the changing legislation is going to have an impact on, how it will affect what our revenues are going to be. One more item, and this we haven't had any confirmation yet, but the governor did release notice that they may be decreasing all municipalities' share of state income tax, meaning that what we would get in state income tax, which is the previous page, we received this year 2.6 million before accruals. But if the governor decreases our share, which would be decreasing everyone's share, that amount of money will go down, meaning that we're going to get less state income tax, which means less revenues. So are there any questions on the revenues?